Lakers, Mavs tonight, bro.
My analogy, stars, when it comes to Luca and the Lakers.
Stars.
In any relationship or job, when someone insinuates you have a deficiency and that's why they cut things off, like I said, dating, job, any situation, if you ever the opportunity to prove them wrong or throw it in their face, Luca right now was pretty much told, dude, you're a little soft and lazy, and we don't think you got the long-term ability to stay in shape, essentially.
I mean, there's no question. That's exactly what happened. That's why they got rid of him.
That would be like some girl who had a dirtbag boyfriend that was like, yeah, you're chubby. And then she comes back with a rockin' bod and was like, look at me now, on like Jenny Jones or something. Luka's going to what is the over-under? Let me look this up because I feel like there's a bet to be had.
It's like going from zero to hero on Ricky Lake.
I bet you on DraftKings, it's got to be 30-something, right?
You're going to see the most motivated Luka ever. As Colin, you said you had a Colin-like analogy.
Yeah, like he
did say something along the lines of, you're going to see officially why this is the most awful trade ever. You're going to see how awful this trade actually was when he lights him up tonight. And we were talking about bringing your best and being great. He's going to remind everybody that he's one of the greats, and he's going to put on a show tonight.
Oh, damn.
And believe you me, when we do things like Radio Row at Super Bowl, a lot of our former employers are there. You don't think that motivates Rich and I to be like, yo, let's bring our best and show them what they're missing? It's always great motivator. Failure's a great motivator. Yeah, listen, or breakups are a great motivator. How many times do you get dumped by a girl? You're at the gym, and in your mind, at the back of your mind, you're like, wait until they see me with the next hottie. And my rockin' bod.
If you don't think that's what Luka is sort of feeling a little bit now, you're crazy. Of course he is. Like you just said, every time, if you say, Rich, when have you been in the best shape?
When have you been the most motivated?
Probably after some girl told me I stunk.
Yeah, when are you really trying to get that promotion or get ahead? When you got dumped and dissed because she left you for a guy with deeper pockets. That motivated you. So you're going to see that. Luka's human. And he's just going to want to show you. He's not pouting about it. He's going to show you tonight.
Well, other people have my idea, so the over-under is pretty steep. 31.5 over-under. Luka points tonight. What do you think?
Yeah, we guessed 30.
Yeah. Oh, man. Because I mean, like,
I'm
normally,
going over. I think he'll light it up.
Yeah.
I'm saying
normally, what did he drop Saturday, 34?
And by the way, everyone's going to be feeding him the ball so that he can light it up. I just think that it's going to be his night. For obvious reasons, Mavs big men are out. Like, they're just destined to be destroyed tonight. And their fans are going to be so sad about it. Oh, man.
Let me pull a couple things here.
32. He dropped 32 on Saturday.
So Luke is averaging 28. So it's not substantially more than his season average, but 28, 31.5. Could he drop 32? And the Lakers are favored by almost double digits. Lakers by 9. So
it's the pettiest thought, but it's so true.
Do you go Lakers win by double digits, a Luka over 31, like a parlay?
I think he's going to dominate them. And again, I think he's going to show them every reason why they should regret making that move. Like I said, it's a silly, petty motivation.
Are you saying
I admit it.
He's like Julia Roberts in Pretty Woman?
Yeah.
Big mistake.
But when you got dumped, or
huge,
if you've ever been dumped, there's a sense of satisfaction if you're able to make them feel in any way possible that they made a bad move and they regret it. And that's what he's going to do tonight.
What's up, DB?
Here's my question. Who truly has the motivation tonight? Is it Luka against his former team, or is it the Mavericks team as a whole that has been told that they are significantly worse without Luka Dončić and no Anthony Davis?
Aha!
And who knows more about Luka Dončić than the Dallas Mavericks?
To quote Coming to America, aha!
It's a good one. I was shocked, though, if the Mavericks won
why,
this
though,
game.
Dan Byer makes a great point because we talked about this at the Super Bowl, and we were trying to decide who's got more motivation, for the three-peat or for Jalen Hurts to get there. And we made the argument that how can you judge, like, everyone's going to be motivated if you don't think the Dallas Mavericks locker room is like, yeah, let's shut everyone up.
Sure. And it maybe their time comes when the game's in Dallas. But I also think, like, when that game plays, like, I'm almost thinking that Luka would have the motivation when they go to Dallas just to have his homecoming and have the fans on his side very interesting. And I think that the betting lines make it so interesting tonight. I just said under earlier today, so that was from where I came from. I think both sides of the coin can be seen here, but I think that Dallas will at least be motivated. They also got blown out by the Warriors on Sunday, so it hasn't been a great time for them. That maybe tonight they, for some reason, just end up bringing it.
Well, the truth is, we don't know until it happens, and that's the beauty of sports. That's why it makes it so exciting to watch and see. For all we know, Dan Byer could be completely right. We come back tomorrow like, yo, man, I can't believe that. Man, where was Luca last night?
It would only surprise me because there was only one guy in that whole deal that was called fat. Right? And Covino, when this first happened, you said, oh, my God, if that happened to me, I'd be on the treadmill that night.
Dude, I was let go by my previous job. Every time I crack the mic here, I want to remind them that they made a mistake. Every girl that broke up with me, every day I use that as motivation as, man, wait till I make my millions. I can't wait to post a picture of myself on a yacht and hope they regret it. Yeah, like in the back of my mind, it's petty motivation. He has that. So, and that's why you're seeing him so fired up. You're seeing a fired up Luca. You're seeing the Lakers play great defense all of a sudden. You're seeing them win. They're playing good ball. And that brings us to something else, too, that we haven't had time for in the past few days, Rich. Before we do Shaq Diesel trivia, Wembanyama made a statement about how, well, he was asked, like, who's the most underrated player in the NBA?
By the way, I got a plus 250 bet here. Can I just throw it at you?
Sure.
Plus 250, bet 100, win 250. I got Luca, 32 points or more, Lakers minus 8.5 in the game, and Lakers win the first half. So Lakers win the first half, Lakers win the game by 8.5 or more, by 9, and Luca 32 plus. You like that one? You bet it.
It makes it fun. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, let's lock in.
I think he's going to light it up tonight. But again, what Dan Byer said could very well be a possibility, and that's what makes it fun to watch. So Wembanyama was asked who was the most underrated player in the NBA. And if you missed it, here's what he said about it.
Whose game is most underrated in the league?
I'm gonna go with LeBron. Underrated just means you're not rated at your right value, right? I think LeBron's underrated.
And I had people scratching their heads. But when you think about what he's doing at this age, even though he's very rated, and everybody I don't think there's a sports show in the nation that doesn't bring his name up like once a show. Even though he's very rated, would you say that's a fair assessment from Wembanyama? Because he's saying, yo, man, I still see some greatness. And that, what a compliment coming from a young man at the top of his game.
You could be very rated and still underrated. I don't think that's impossible.
Yeah.
I think there's NFL players, there's players in baseball, basketball, all sports where you're like, no, they're respected. But I'm telling you, they're not respected even enough.
The value he brings to a team, the leadership. You got to factor the criticism that he gets because he gets a lot of it. I think what Wembanyama said about LeBron speaks volumes. It's like, yo, here's a guy that's so rated, and we know that. He's in a GOAT conversation 150 times a week still.
But
he's still underrated in his opinion? That's amazing.
When you look at your own team, I think everyone could draw one name where it's like, I watch this guy day in and day out. He's underrated. Everyone has that guy in their own team. I'm saying on a bigger scale, LeBron James. Because there's so many LeBron haters and people like to kick him down and put him down, and he's not Michael Jordan, he's not the GOAT, he's not this, he's not even Kobe, he's not even Magic or Bird. I think LeBron James, I said to Covino in the hallway yesterday.
LeBron James.
But by the way, that kid's like 40. That kid's 40 now. That's how long LeBron's been dominating. That kid?
LeBron James.
He's married with children. LeBron James, if somehow
he's Ed O'Neill,
if he wins the NBA title this year with Luca, that would mean two championships with the Lakers, 2 with the Heat, and he took the Cleveland Cavaliers in the greatest season where the Warriors were the best team in NBA history and lost after being up 3-1. That would be 5 NBA titles for LeBron. I think you would argue he's underrated.
For what he's done for this long, I get
Wemby.
what he's saying. I know it sounds crazy, but I totally get what he's saying.
When we watched the Olympics last year, what did every superstar in the NBA say? Yo, I don't get to play with LeBron every day. No one practices harder. No one has the work ethic. No one brings to the table what LeBron James brings.
It clearly has the respect of all the players in the league.
No one has more respect from their peers than
what I
LeBron
mean?
James.
Like, that speaks volumes, dude.
LeBron never. You know how they always have those silent surveys like, hey, most overrated player, most this, most that. LeBron James will never win most overrated. He is respected by his peers. Facts.
And that was just an interesting story that, what was that, last week? Or was it, it was the end of last week, right? And we just didn't have time for it. But speaking of the Lakers tonight, I think we're going to see why he said that. I think we're going to see a really great game tonight. I think we're going to see what the Lakers got. And, there's so much hype that they could go all the way this year, man.
Well,
and just like that, they're playing great defense. Like, whoa, man.
One guy who's a little underrated right now because the Lakers are like 18-4 in this past stretch of the season.
Yeah.
And so you got to give a lot of credit to JJ Redick. We haven't talked about him at all. And remember
I even heard Stephen A. Smith, who was very critical of him.
I might have been wrong.
Before the season
He may be
started,
coach of the year.
I remember dudes on our own network laughing at that, saying this is a joke. And look at where they're at now. Where they at the third, fourth seed. They're doing well. They got to keep this up going into the final stretch of the season here. But Austin Reaves, what a tear that guy has been
tearing it up.
Yeah.
And again, it's understated because you see what the numbers he's putting up, but I'll go back to the JJ Redick thing just for 1 second though. You're right. The criticism that he got, it is worthy of, you got to take it back or apologize.
That's just
or
LeBron's
something.
podcast, boy.
Exactly. That's insane. And like you said, Reaves just
the combination, and we saw it in Denver, and hopefully they could keep that formula going, but the big three really have been LeBron, Luca, and Austin Reaves. So if those three can stay hot, this team can go far.
Coach of the year, JJ Redick. So, man, they're firing on all cylinders, as the expression goes, at just the right time, and we're going to see it on the main stage, on a big stage tonight. Just more reason to enjoy some tacos, LeBron style, on a Taco Tuesday.
It's the coolest part about Austin Reaves.
His headband, his cool headband,
his corny haircut.
Well, these are all. I mean, you keep going. His unassuming nature,
his wristbands.
Austin Reaves, undrafted in 2021. When he broke on the scene, you remember those first couple games, Danny? We were doing a show together early on. This is like the early days of Covino and Rich here on Fox Sports Radio. When he started coming into his own, there was almost a sense of like, all right, is this like for real?
Is this like another Alex Caruso type of guy?
Yeah, is this
Great White Hope kind of guy you root for?
Like, is he going to be like the guy off the bench and it's like, oh, wow, he's become a key component.
No, he's a star now.
To a good team.
And defensively, too. He's like, anytime he gets on the floor, he's a spark plug for the team.
And what makes him great, Rich, you already said it, is that he's unassuming. And I think that makes it more fun. That's why I loved Gennady Golovkin, Triple G, because he looked like a nerd who would beat your ass in the ring. You know, when someone's unassuming like that, it just makes it so much cooler. So major props to him. And we're going to see what the Lakers got tonight. Or are we going to see what the Mavs got? Can't wait. Can't wait.
Based on this conversation we just had, I gave LeBron all these props saying how great he is. If he scores 45 and that prevents me from winning my Luca over 30-point bet, I'm going to hate LeBron tomorrow.